Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Peter Barber. I'm a professional singer and music producer, and today we are back with Epic the Musical. This is the first song. It's called Storm, and it's the first song in the third saga, the Ocean Saga of Epic the Musical by Jorge Rivera Herranz. Very excited to be back with this amazing piece. It's been such a joy to follow the story and the mythology that I've loved, since I was a kid, since we read through all those books in high school. I think in high school we read the Odyssey, pretty sure. But it's really amazing what Jorge has done with the music, with the characters, with the specific instrument choices, with the soundscapes. All of it. Really amazing. Really looking forward to the day when this wonderful piece is performed live. It'll be a huge production worthy of Broadway, most certainly. Guys, all early access to future Epic videos will be on my Patreon, so head over there if you want to see all these videos before anybody else. It's the best way to support me as well. And last thing, this is a reaction and analysis, so I will be pausing to talk a lot about, vocal technique and instrumentation and music production, as I've done all these things for a while. And there's always a lot to talk about. So, this is an animatic by Ximena Natzel. I think is how you would, something like that. And have not seen this animator before. This is a new animator. So this is recommended to me by Mortius, who all of you know, surely. And I'm excited. So let's dig into it. This is Storm, first song of the third saga, Epic the Musical. Wicked cool intro. All right, we start out. You can feel he's writing at some of the movement in that first kind of leading instrument we heard really felt kind of like a rolling ocean in a way. Classical composers have been known to do this. There's a song called Les Berceaux, which is an art song by Gabriel Fauré, and he has a certain style on the piano that really signifies the rolling and the rocking of the boats, which is very cool. So we get a little bit of that early on, and then you feel a building, and then, it hits, and it's like, okay, this really feels representative of a big ocean storm, right? F sharp minor. Big leading brass section. We have not gotten a whole lot of trumpets and brass as far as I remember in the show so far. But we get big brass, we get big drum hits, we get this big epic choir sound, and it's all, kind of painting the picture of like chaos out there on the sea. Surely about to deal with Poseidon, right? One can only assume they're on the ocean. Poseidon's got to make an appearance. Let's see. Big ass trumpets.
These waves and tides have grown in strength and size. Is it nature or divine, or a blessing in disguise? Our homes inside, this storm's our final fight. There's no time to die. Comrades, sir, brace for a storm.
So we know Odysseus, his musical instrument that Jorge chose for him is guitar, varying kinds of guitar. We've heard him with acoustic playing underneath, we've heard him with nylon string, we've heard him with big lead solo electric, and then of course more like almost like rhythm metal or rhythm rock guitar, which we feel here as well, which of course is another really great representation not only of whatever headspace Odysseus is in or emotional state, but also the storm, right? It's like a boat crashing through the waves. Really nice. I love that motif that keeps coming back.
These waves and tides have grown in strength and size. Is it nature or divine, or a blessing in disguise? Our homes inside, this storm's our final fight. There's no time to die. Comrades, sir, brace for a storm.
You know, starting out this very, very much in that speech-like range for Jorge most of the time, although he does belt out a couple high F sharps in there as well, and that's getting up into his money zone, which I've identified multiple times. He really loves belting up in that G A flat area. That's like his big belt money zone. So we're not quite there, but we are getting up into that really high chest belt range just for a few moments. The rest of the time really is very much, you know, speech-like, text-driven singing, as we often get, especially towards the start of musical theater pieces, right? They want to save the big belting for the end, save that climactic moment for the end. And in musical theater, you know, the climax is usually very based on what's happening vocally. You think of like a Let It Go from Frozen. That huge high chest belt from Elsa is, you know, towards the end of the song, which he really lets it rip. And you see that pattern, you know, everywhere in musical theater and opera, and, you know, really any style. I mean, any vocal style is, you know, the climax is going to be based around, you know, the voice and how it's interacting with the foundation.
No time to die, comrades, sir, brace for a storm. The likes of which we've never seen before. Brace for a storm. With hope so close, we must keep pushing forward. Full speed ahead towards the...
I love that the trumpet, big like Maynard Ferguson level trumpet. Look up Maynard Ferguson, absolutely unreal. Like that kind of trumpet lead, kind of mimicking the lead vocal line. Just like right at the end of those lines is like super badass. So he's singing that, Jorge's singing that, and then the really high trumpet is also doing that line, you know, underneath him or in the background.
Lights of which we've never seen before. Brace for a storm. With hope so close, we must keep pushing towards the island, but avoid the crashing waves. Tread where the tide is flat, and then you will be safe.
So you can just feel the drive happening, right? We got that like metal-like rhythm guitar happening. We've got the drums cooking along. It all feels like this is the song "Full Steam Ahead," right? That was in the Troy Saga, and I can't remember what it sounds like because it's been a little while. But I remember commenting and saying it seems like, you know, you think like full steam ahead, you think like big charging music, right? Boat blasting through the waves, the soldiers are all hyped. This is more like that. Like they're back in the boat, they're going across the ocean, you know, full steam ahead. But, you know, it makes sense that the storm has given this music its edge, its kind of intensity. But yeah, all this drive happening in the music. The vocals are very similar to the first verse, we can call it. Is in that speech-like placement so far, right? Still not getting up in any big kind of crazy belting, but it's really the underlying instruments that are just driving this boat through the water.
Close, we must keep pushing forward. Full speed ahead towards the island, but avoid the crashing waves. Tread where the tide is flat, and then you will be safe.
There's a synth buried way in there that's going something like listen for that. If you have nice headphones on, you might be able to catch it. It's like way deep in the mix. It's not buzzy or anything. It's a pretty subtle kind of mellow synth, but it's a lead synth, and you can hear it deep in there. It just kind of adds to like the movement of the water.
Towards the island, nothing but avoid the crashing waves. Tread where the tide is flat, and then you will be safe.
Captain, we will capsize with these waves, our fleet will fail.
Have them follow my ship, all ensure that we prevail.
So that's another pretty big high F sharp belt there. No problem. That's still, I would still call that Jorge's comfy zone. I was just doing a video for Diana Ankudinova, and I was explaining how quickly, range-wise, it shifts from being like very comfortable to really having to stretch, just based on physiology, really. And of course, technique is another limiting factor. Limiting factor or beneficial factor, depending on how good your technique is, right? But you can go from like an F sharp, which for Jorge sounds super easy, but then if he goes up a whole step up to a G sharp, A flat, then it starts to get pretty darn high in his full chest belt range, and that's just one whole step. So when you get to the extremes, it goes from being very comfortable to not nearly as easy and requiring more effort really quickly.
With these waves, our fleet will fail.
Have them follow my ship, all ensure that we prevail.
We're taking too much damage to survive.
We'll beat the storm.
At this rate, we won't make it out alive.
Time. I was trying to listen to this time signature. Is it 7/8? Dun 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 dun. No, it's not 7. What is this time signature?
We're taking too much damage to survive.
We'll beat the storm.
Dun 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 dun. Is it just like throwing me off because it's like, usually I'm quite good at identifying time signatures. For some reason, this one's throwing me off. Dun, 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 dun. Can't get it. I'm gonna have to look it up. Can't get it.
Have them follow my ship, all ensure that we prevail.
We're taking too much damage to survive.
Nope, Mason, you're gonna give me a minute. I'm just gonna figure out what the fuck this is because it's driving me crazy. It is 7/8. Okay, I do believe it is in 7/8, but there's a beat. There's a beat in there, like a shortened beat going into the 5th beat of the 7. I think that was throwing me off, but I think it is 7/8.
We're taking too much damage to survive.
We'll beat the storm.
At this rate, we won't make it out alive.
We get this big, call and response basically from Odysseus and the soldiers chorus, right? Which is different than the first part of this music. Now we've got the brass, we've got the big drums, we've got Odysseus lead, chorus doing a big call and response moment. It's all like the storm is growing essentially. There's literally more happening. There's more chaos out there.
We're taking too much damage to survive.
We'll beat the storm.
At this rate, we won't make it out alive.
Ah.
Island in the sky.
You really just grab the harpoons, as many as you can find.
What do you have in mind?
We're gonna shoot for the sky.
What?
I love those flutes coming back, right? The flute's a very mystical instrument. I think I mentioned this during the Troy Saga. So, often, at least as far as I can tell in this show, when something mystical or magical is happening, there's often some kind of flute. like instrument that comes in. So now when the clouds part and we see this island in the sky, we get the flute coming back. So it's like this. We're no longer in the realms of men. Now we're in the realms of the divine, of the gods. The flute is representative of that. And to get out the harpoons, is he trying to just lay an assault on the castle in the sky here? So we get this flute, very clearly the kind of leading instrument in this moment, and we also get the ooh, like this this very like nice, silky smooth background choir as well. All the war drums gone, right? Representative of what they're looking at, the purity in the divine.
Island in the sky. You really just grab the harpoons, as many as you can find.
What do you have in mind?
It's like, what you about to do, bro?
Shoot for the sky.
What?
What?
6, 7. Everyone grab a harpoon and aim it high. We're shooting for the island in the sky. In the sky.
Yeah. Then we get some. I'm gonna wait to see what that just hit. So this really cool. Now we're getting the big belting, right? We're getting into this final section. We've got harmonies. We've got more harmonies from the vocals as well, and much higher belting harmonies, specifically from Jorge, like I mentioned earlier. So that's up to that high A. That's where I was saying that's like his high A, high G sharp. That's like his money spot for the big chest belts. So you can tell he's written so much of this music to really fit that, and that's what you should do. If you're writing music and you're going to be the lead vocalist, you write the music that's going to fit your strengths as a singer, and clearly he loves belting in that range. So that's just F sharp, G sharp, A over and over again. So that's just right in his wheelhouse up there.
We're shooting for the island in the sky.
I want to say I appreciate how he did a true ooh. We're shooting. It's when you get up that high in your belt range, it's very common to do vowel modification to kind of sing what's comfortable up there. But he really does shooting for a night, shooting for an island. Like he's very true to this the English vowels, which is really admirable.
We're shooting for the island in the sky. In the sky.
Is it high A? In the sky. If you just ripped a high C sharp, that'd be badass.
The island in the sky. In the sky.
Oh, it hit something. I hope it didn't hit Poseidon. You're going to be in trouble. All right. Song 1 of the Ocean Saga, the third saga in Epic the Musical by Jorge Rivera Herranz. Really, really fun. I'm loving this journey, guys. I hope you are too. If you want to see the next videos I do in Epic the Musical, head over to my Patreon. Links in the description. You can see early access to all future Epic videos. Hope you guys learned something. Hope you are thinking about the music a little differently. You're able to, carry what you heard here and bring it over into your other listening experiences. That's my whole goal. It's like 3 parts education, 1 part entertainment, because these are first-time reactions. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed. See you in the next one. Bye.